Thank you for staying with us and welcome back to the home stretch of news across Nigeria today. Not unrelated to the politics at the National Assembly, shortly after the defection drama there, police authorities have issued a statement insisting that the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, must honor the invitation for questioning on the infamous Offa bank robbery of April the 5th. In a statement from the force spokesperson, Mr. Jimoh Moshood, it says emphatically, and I quote, "If the Senate President refuses to honor the invitation, police will not hesitate to use all the instruments of the law to ensure compliance with the law." End of quote. Statement also denied media reports on the alleged invasion of the Senate President's residence and that of his deputy by police officers this morning. Mr. Moshood went further in his statement, quote, "The force wishes to categorically state that there was no authorized deployment of police personnel to besiege the residence of the Senate President or his deputy, as reported in the media. The police personnel seen in pictures in the media were those in the convoy of the Senate President and others attached to him." End of quote. The Inspector General of Police had asked the Senate President to report to the head of investigation team at the Intelligence Report Team office in Abuja to answer questions on his alleged involvement in the robbery, where no fewer than 30 people were killed and 6 banks robbed. Police claim that some of the suspects under the interrogation indicted the Senate President in their confessional statements and that they have admitted to be political thugs working for the Senate President. But the Senate President, Dr. Bukola Saraki, has denied all the allegations and any knowledge of the suspects. The European Union Center for Electoral Support has begun a 2-day capacity training for legal officers of the Independent National Electoral Commission with a focus on the best global practices for conducting elections. At the commencement of the program on Monday in Kaduna, the senior legal expert, Union Center for Electoral Support, explains that the desire for strong, effective, and legitimate democratic process and institutions in Nigeria is the basis for the training.
Allegations of irregularities that follow most elections in Nigeria often point to underage voting, vote buying, destruction or snatching of ballot boxes and violence. Some of these issues lead to cancellations of the exercises, and where the election is allowed to hold, aggrieved parties seek redress in court. That has pretty much been the story since the country returned to democracy in 1999. And as much as Nigeria's electoral umpire likes to give assurances of its preparedness for elections, these issues show that the Commission still has a lot to do, which is why it's collaborating with the European Center for Electoral Support to train some of its staff, with participants selected from 10 northern states.
The conduct of this training seeks to boost the confidence of the legal officers and positively reposition them in handling the election petitions. Our objective is indeed to be able to unify knowledge, electoral law as rules and regulations change, modify in the time, and we would like to be able to provide at least some of the novelty which we are aware of, together with our colleagues.
With just 7 months to Nigeria's big elections, the National Commissioner for INEC is optimistic that the training will be of immense benefit to the Commission as it seeks to eliminate as many irregularities as possible.
Trainings and workshops like this are aimed at enhancing the capacity of our legal officers with a view to achieving the Commission's core mandate of conducting free, fair, and credible elections.
Vote buying was a major issue during the Ekiti governorship election, which only just held over a week ago. Reactions are still trailing the issue, and one of those is from the EU representative.
Vote buying is a practice which has been going on for a long time, and I think that the best elements to overcome vote buying are the people themselves. The people themselves, they have to understand that they are not voting because you gain a little amount of money today and your country will be better tomorrow. They have to understand that people who can deliver in the long term will be those who will make the country.
The 5-day training program is expected to equip the officers with skills and attitudes to effectively propagate the positive chances and activities of the Commission.
That's it on News Across Nigeria today. Thanks for watching. I'm Olumide Makol.